Those who are about to receive honorary degrees will now be presented. Senior Vice President, General Counsel, and University Secretary Aisha Oliver Staley will call upon distinguished members of the university faculty to present the honorary degree candidates. Assisting with the investitures will be Interim Provost Georgina Dopico.
Mr. President, I would like to introduce Tianning Diao, Associate Professor and Director of Graduate Studies, Department of Chemistry, Arts and Science, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Science. Will Trustee David A. Katz please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Carolyn Bertozzi, pioneering prize-winning chemist. Baker Family Director of Stanford ChemH, NT, and Robert M. Bass Professor in the School of Humanities and Sciences. And Howard Hughes Medical Institute investigator. You have developed the field of bioorthogonal chemistry, building on the click reaction, for which you have awarded the Wolf Prize and the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. A MacArthur Fellow at 33, you have broken ground as the first woman to receive the prestigious Lemonson MIT Prize for your creativity and innovation in chemistry. Your commitment to cross-discipline in science has made you a role model for intrepid students and colleagues, training a new generation of scientists fluent in chemistry and biology. Named on over 70 US patents and over 600 publications, you are the founder of a number of biotechnology startups, while continuing to connect molecules to advance our understanding of cancer, inflammation, and infection. You have also clicked science with underrepresented groups, serving as the advocate for women and the LGBTQ+ community in science. At a time when science and its value are often under siege, your leadership is a 21st century standard for those determined to extend the frontiers of knowledge for society's good.
Carolyn Ruth Bertozzi, the cross-fertilization of your work in chemistry, engineering, and medicine for human health, and your collaborative relationships with eminent scientists and gifted students have translated basic science into applied discoveries to benefit all of us. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
I would like to introduce Jennifer Homans, Distinguished Scholar in Residence, Department of History, and founder and director of the NYU Center for Ballet and the Arts, Arts and Science, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Fine Arts. Will Trustee Kelly Kennedy Mack please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Misty Danielle Copeland, internationally acclaimed principal dancer with American Ballet Theatre and the first Black woman to be promoted to that position. Artiste extraordinaire and muse to millions, you have enchanted audiences with the interpretive power of your dancing. From your first ballet lesson at 13 to joining ABT at 19, you have astonished the world with your gifts and devotion to an art form whose elite and too white image you are transforming. Propelled by passion through difficult early circumstances and inspired by past Black ballerinas, you know what art and movement can do for everyone. You have launched the Misty Copeland Foundation and the Be Bold free after-school ballet program to help make ballet accessible to Black and brown children. You exemplify the radiance of art as not only self-expression but service to others, dedicating time and work to mentoring young people and encouraging their ambitions. An artist whose life and craft epitomize beautifully integrity and perseverance, you have made exceptional contributions as a best-selling writer, teacher, philanthropist, producer, and fashion entrepreneur. In life, as in dance, you have amplified the elegance and discipline of ballet for new generations.
Misty Danielle Copeland, the first Black principal dancer with American Ballet Theatre. You have changed the face of the art that you chose, single-handedly diversified ballet audiences, and dispelled bigoted assumptions through your example. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa.
I would like to introduce Mike Funk, Program Director of Higher and Post-Secondary Education and Clinical Associate Professor, Department of Administration, Leadership and Technology, Steinhardt School of Culture, Education and Human Development, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Humane Letters. Will Trustee Tracy Lerner please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Freeman A. Roboski III, President Emeritus of University of Maryland, Baltimore County. You are celebrated for transforming UMBC into the country's strongest Highline for Black graduates in science, technology, engineering, and math. The Meyerhoff Scholars Program, which you co-founded, has been a barrier-breaking model for colleges nationwide in redressing the lack of Black students in science. Today, the institution you led for 30 years is first in the nation in producing Black graduates who earn PhDs in natural science and engineering and MD, PhD degrees. Your graduates have won prestigious awards and obtained professorships and senior positions at the country's most competitive institutions. In 2022, the Howard Hughes Medical Institute launched the Freeman Hrabowski Scholars Program to help build a scientific workforce that reflects the talent and accomplishments of our diverse country. A youth leader in the civil rights movement, you were 12 when you participated in the historic Children's March and were arrested, spending 5 days in jail. You have been a mentor and a coach for undergraduates, faculty, and university presidents, both current and future. You are a leading light for Americans who believe in justice and opportunity. Thank you for your excellence.
Freeman A. Hrabowski III. As university president, you fostered a culture of inclusive excellence. Today, your principled vision and collaborative creativity has brought our country closer to the democratic ideals of education. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
I would like to introduce Alina Das, Professor of Clinical Law, and James Weldon Johnson, Professor, NYU School of Law, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Humane Letters. Will Trustee and Chair Designate Evan Chesler please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Sanna Marin, 46th Prime Minister of Finland. You personify the promise of Finland's robust democracy and demonstrate successful humanitarian governance. When appointed as Prime Minister in 2019, you were the youngest person to serve as a head of government, leading an all-female coalition and a majority female cabinet. You support Finland's exceptional education system, which is hailed for its respect for teachers, excellence, and values of cooperation and equity. As a fearless advocate for long-term stewardship of the earth over expedient economic choices, you continually address the urgent issues of climate change and loss of biodiversity. In your early and courageous promotion on the global stage of European security and the cause of freedom for Ukraine and NATO countries, and in your determination to bring your country into NATO. You are a standard bearer for all. You began your life in modest circumstances, and through your strength, leadership, and compassion, you have become a role model for anyone who dreams of becoming an effective shepherd of positive change. And you have shown the world that a fierce devotion to public service and active engagement in every forum, from neighborhood to nation, can be accompanied by a joyful commitment to family and community.
Sanna Marin, governing with honor and honesty, you model the possibilities of democracy in action and the courage in standing up for common security against aggression. You represent the fulfillment of citizenship and the impact of humane leadership. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.